Part 4, here we go. Just gonna start out with some Lockout head glitches. There isn't much to say about this, so I'll let the video speak for itself. Sitting on open ramp like this is a terrible idea in most situations, but if you're in a one-on-one situation and your opponent doesn't have grenades, you can take advantage of a head glitch here. If you crouch without moving, your body is almost completely covered, and even though it looks like you're shooting the wall, as you can see, your shots still connect. Now some grenade tactics. This spot S1 will allow you to grenade Library Bridge. That's the walkway between BR2 and Library. Now if you notice, I center my crosshairs on the intersection of the cracks there, and I just go straight up. And what you want to line up is the long black line on the right side of your reticle when you zoom in. And you want to line that up with the dark spot on the top of the snipe tower there. It looks kind of like a long skinny triangle, and you want to line up the black line on your reticle with the leftmost corner of that triangle. One thing to note is I'm doing this on Xbox 360 on widescreen. If you're playing on PC or original Xbox full screen or on split screen, even if you line your reticle up the same place I do, your grenades may not go to the same place due to different fields of view and different reticle sizes, so you'll have to practice these on your own to get the sweet spot. Now this spot will allow you to grenade closed ramp, which is the walkway between back BR and library. Now I line it up with the crack here, bottom middle, and I go straight up. And once again, I use the long black horizontal line, but this time on the left side of my reticle. And I go all the way up to the leftmost part of the line, touches the down and rightward sloping cliff side there, as you can see. I will go down a little bit to adjust. And once the tip of the line intersects with the sloping cliffside there, I move my reticle over to the right to actually make the large outer circle of my reticle intersect at the spot where the slope and the black line of my reticle met. I forgot to mention this in my last video, but these two smaller walls inside the library can be grenaded through. If you ever get in fights in library, you know that people will use these walls for cover. Getting the grenades to go through the wall is very tricky and seems to be mostly random, but it's possible and worth a shot. Now we're on to Beaver Creek. First I'm going to go over the power-up and weapon times. As you should know, the overshield comes up exactly 1 minute from pickup, as you can see here. Something interesting to note is that you cannot pick up overshield if you already have some left. And overshield lasts longer than it takes for it to respawn if you have not taken any damage. So you can actually have more than one player with overshield on the map at any time. Next we got rocket respawn time, which is exactly 30 seconds from drop. And rockets and sniper are power weapons, and they will not respawn as long as somebody is holding on to them. The sniper rifle also takes 30 seconds to respawn. Next are some grenade tricks. Most of them are focused on grenading rockets down from Rocket Arch from Blue Base. This one is from inside of Blue Base. If you just kind of line up in the middle here where the flag is, you point at the corner of the glass there, piece of broken glass, and just throw your grenade. One grenade will knock it down. This one's from the Magnum Spawn. Just line yourself up in the middle of the ramp and walk up slightly so it slides you back down. Then zoom in and line up the bottom right of your reticle with the rock wall and the halo where they meet at a 90-degree angle, and the rockets will fall front blue. Now if they go in this corner, they'll get stuck. You see I don't have a pickup icon. You'll have to shoot it or melee it to get the icon to show up to pick them up. And in this case, they glitched below the base when I shot them. Now this one is basically exactly the same, except I'm just lining myself up against the back wall now, and the same reticle position. This makes the rockets fall more to the side of the base than the front. This one is from the middle of blue base. You just line yourself up against the wall and the corner of the ramp there. And you point your reticle at the corner of the broken glass there, and you go straight up until there's a faint little star there. You can see I cover it with my reticle, and now I'm aiming at it. But you just go straight up until the left blue line of your reticle covers it, and throw your grenade. This one's from on top of blue base. Just line yourself up in the corner, kind of look straight up. You'll see that there's 3 bright stars that kind of form a triangle. Go down to the next brightest star below that and just aim right at it. As you can see, you can grenade down rockets from almost anywhere on the map, and it's a good ability to have for every member of the team because you don't know where you will be or your teammates will be or who will have grenades when rockets come up. And you want to at least keep the other team from getting them because having control of that rocket arch is such a huge advantage. Now for this position on plasma or dark side blue, you can see there's 5 stars lined up there, kind of make like a plus symbol. And you just want to line up the bottom right quarter circle of your reticle with the topmost star in the middle of your reticle quarter circle. And there you go. Here's the last one I'm going to show off. Just walk into the corner here on needle blue and do the same little trick where you line up the bottom right of your reticle at the sort of 90-degree angle there, and plasma grenades work best at this position. Now this position here lets you grenade Rocket Cave, the little enclosed area at the top of the rocket ramp where you can jump up to the rocket arch. You just look at these 3 stars here that form like a triangle, and you focus on the one on the right, and simple as that.
Game over.
Now we have the reverse of that, where you can grenade Snipe Cave from inside red base. At the top of the broken glass there's a faint star, and you want to center on that, and just move your reticle over to the right till the top of your reticle covers another faint star. I show off plasma grenades here, but frags work as well, and they will actually bounce a little bit deeper into the cave. Now here are 2 more positions from red base where you can nade Snipe Cave. They're pretty easy if you just pay attention to what I look at in the video and how I move my cursor. One thing I do want to note though is I remember back in the day being able to nade rockets down from blue base into blue base, like inside the Magnum. And also nading sniper down from red base, nading sniper so that it falls like into the creek around OS. I could not replicate these, and I have not been able to find any videos or pictures that show these tricks off. If any of you guys know how to do those tricks, please let me know so I can feature them in a future video. And next we have a series of head glitches or wall glitches, whatever you want to call them. Most maps in Halo 2 are very square and flat, and they don't have a lot of protruding objects or map geometry, but Beaver Creek is one of those exceptions, in competitive maps anyway, that has a lot of geometry that sticks out all over the map, allowing you to glitch your head so that you become really hard to kill. A lot of these spots have very limited visibility or angles from which you can shoot back at, but some of them are very good in specific situations, such as this one here, if you need to shoot at someone top rocket arch, Or if you need to guard the portal, but you don't really have a shotgun or rockets or anything, when people come through the portal, they come through in a straight line, so you can be ready for them. Now we got some trees here where you can just stand behind, and your head will almost be completely covered. Now, I'm not showing off every head glitch on this map. There's about twice as many as I'm showing off here, but this gives you a good idea of specific situations that you might find yourself in where you can take advantage of some of these head glitches.
Round over.
Now onto some lesser used jumps. You can jump from Rocket Arch to top blue base. If you go down the side of Rocket Arch a little bit, it slopes down a little bit, and jump at the very edge. As you can see, you can make it there. Here you can jump on the red base from sort of the back side of it. Here you can jump to top red base from the front. And here's a neat but mostly useless trick where you can jump onto red base from the very back using one of the trees. Next are a few spots where you can do grenade damage through the wall. Most of these aren't very useful as compared to the spots on Lockout or Midship, but they're there if you want to give them a shot.
Round over.
Now this spot top red base is very tricky. You can see there's a raised portion of the roof there at the very front, and where the plasma grenade just landed. You kind of have to get your grenades to blow up right where the raised portion meets the slanted portion where the grenades are bouncing off of. Very tricky.
Round over.
Now these last two tricks are Beaver Creek specific. If you didn't know, you could capture the flag from the top of the platform above the flag. You don't actually have to drop down and touch the flag. This was another trick banned by MLG when it was discovered. When you go through a portal, you aren't touching the ground, you're floating in the air a little bit, and you can jump immediately. If you do it just right, you can get on top of red base. It's not possible to do the other way though, because blue base's teleporter is raised up a little bit higher. Alright guys, thanks for watching and stay tuned for part 5.